Good afternoon on what is a warm, bright and sunny day. It is Sunday the 9th of March. I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a box to continue unboxing. What I've got in here is a copy of The Human Factor by Graham Greene. So, it's part of the Vintage Classics range. It's got an introduction by the author Colm Toibin, and a leak is traced to a small subsection of the Secret Intelligence Service, sparking off the inevitable security checks, tensions and suspicions. The sort of atmosphere, perhaps, where mistakes could be made. For Morris Castle, it is the end of the line anyway, and time for him to retire to live peacefully with his wife and child. But no one escapes so easily from the lonely, isolated, neurotic world of the SIS. So this is part of the series of espionage novels that I am reading for the Grognardfell's book club, and actually my first Graham Greene novel. I've come across the author several times. I have not read him, but I've seen various adaptations of his work, various films and so on. So we've got an introduction, essentially biography of Graham Greene, followed by an actual bibliography, and the introduction by Colm Toibin, and how the novel came to be written, and a quick note essentially explaining how any novel based on the life of the Secret Service must necessarily contain a large element of fantasy, but this is not the fantasy of the period. Also, this is published let's just see, 1978. But it's set in sort of 67, so it's not the fantasy of I think, or basically when he started to write it, it's not the fantasy of the Bond films, or even indeed the Bond fiction. This sort of like opts more for basically the dry sort of like espionage of minutiae and detail and so on of that you get with Le Carre and similar authors, and is in some ways actually more interesting, whereas the other is more fun, as it were. So yeah, we'll get into obviously part one, and then really very much essentially we have various parts. I'm just going to flip through and work to part part 5. So it is compartmentalized, as it were, broken up into various sections, each with their own chapters. Part 6. And that's it. So basically just got a quick advert for Vintage Classics range. So yeah, that is, basically also recommends Ministry of Fear, sort of like from the same author. But yeah, that's The Human Factor by Graham Greene, my next read in my book club. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you did, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game or role-playing game, or in this case a novel, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.